Governor Justin Michaels with the Weather Channel. How are you, ma'am? Nice to see you, too. Well, I have to say, seeing the devastation here on Northside Drive, pretty difficult. I know you're spending a lot of time around here to offer hope and also offer answers. What do you say to people living through this right now?
Well, it's been devastating, what we've gone through here the last several days, and we've had the whole southeastern corner of South Dakota get hit. So over 18 inches of rain that came within 24 hours was overwhelmed all of our rivers and our streams, and as you can tell here, just completely tragically wiped out people's homes. So we've been doing all we can to open our emergency operations centers and work with the Office of Emergency Management, and have had several of our agencies here trying to keep people safe, let them get their things out, but also get through the floodwaters. We're glad to see the river dropping, but I'm headed to another community where it's still going to crest yet today. So we're not through this. This is going to keep going for a period of time, and that's what a crisis is.
About a half of year's worth of rain in that day.
Yes.
That's extraordinary, ma'am.
It's extraordinary. If you guys could fix that for us, make sure that doesn't.
I don't think we have the phone number
you can
for that.
make sure that doesn't happen again. That'd be fantastic. You know, this area has flooded over the last 10 years a couple of times, and what I'm grateful for is that South Dakota has been very aggressive in building up our dams and our levee systems. We have repaired over the last year many of our dams and built up levees so that they held and they were stronger. We see devastation like this, but gosh, we've got a whole city over here that was saved because of that levee system, and we're grateful for that. So there's sometimes when you get into a crisis situation like this, and families have been so tragically hit and have such incredible losses, you have to look for something that you can do in the future to be better prepared and do what you can. And South Dakota has done that since 2019, but these families are really suffering.
Ma'am, do you mind if we walk and talk just a little bit?
No, that'd be great.
Kind of go
Absolutely.
see some of the homes, because it's amazing to see just how precariously some of these homes are broken into and falling into McCook Lake. What do we do for people who are living through this? And even the homes that look like they're seemingly normal, there could be water inundation underneath of them. So what do we do? What
I would like to tell them is, please don't come here. I know they want their things and they want their stuff out of their house, but this is an incredibly dangerous situation. We have 100-foot deep sinkholes. We have ground that looks stable, but it's not. We have live power lines that are laying across the highways and stuff. And some families are coming in here anyways wanting to get their stuff, but it's extremely dangerous. So they need to not do that. We're going to have an increased law enforcement presence here because of that, and escort people in to get things that they need just to try to keep them safe. But as you can tell, this is an incredible damage to infrastructure, incredible damage to homes, and whole homes were washed into the lake.
Right.
I mean, it was awful.
Governor, talk to us. Compare and contrast this flood, obviously catastrophic, compared to the catastrophic floods just a few years ago in 2019.
Yeah, 2019 was the first year that I was governor, so I'd only been governor for 3 months, and in that year we had 63 of our 66 counties in South Dakota declared federal disaster areas.
Wow.
So all we did in 2019 was patch communities back together and build water treatment systems again and replace bridges and dams. And so that's why we've been so aggressive at trying to be more prepared for situations like this. This community here is by far the worst, although we've had losses in many, many communities. I think this time around I've got 21 communities that we're working with trying to get them through this crisis.
Statewide assistance, also federal. Have you spoken to the president? Have you spoken to FEMA? What is the federal government saying for help?
I have not spoken to the president or the White House. Would love to, but I do know that we are working through the FEMA process. Our Office of Emergency Management is pretty experienced at this by now. Since 2011, we've had 4 major floods that have hit the state, and so we collect all the data and the amount of loss for the next 30 days and then submit that application. That application has to hit $1.6 million in losses, which we've far surpassed, so we will qualify.
Right.
Yeah, we will far get to that point, and then now we will make application and be aggressive at trying to get individual assistance. So these homes that you see, they may qualify for individual assistance to where it can financially and personally help that family try to get back up on their feet.
Well, and Governor, amazing the hit to the infrastructure, also not even talking about the 50 or 60 homes down this road, and people can't get to their homes.
Yeah, well, think about the force of the water of what this had to do, and that's what I think is so incredible is the emergency responders that came out here and rescued people and got them out of these situations. And that's what I want to remind people of, is if you come back here now to get things out of your home and get into your home, but you have a dangerous situation, you're risking the lives of those emergency responders again. So if you can wait until it's your scheduled time to come in and get your belongings, I would really appreciate that, because I don't want to lose any South Dakotans through this.
Last question about the highway, I-29, a pretty big
Yes.
thoroughfare through this part of the state and other states, right?
Yep.
How quick to get that reopened again?
It's going to be opened, I think, within the next couple of hours.
Great.
So they've worked really hard to get that back open so that traffic can flow through the area. The one thing I would remind everybody is the state's role in this is to support the local communities. We work with our county emergency directors and the cities, and we follow and support their direction. So all of these crises, we bring resources. The city took action to make sure that they had a levee system that would help protect the majority of the city, and we were grateful to be able to help them do that with the interstate. We're grateful to get it back open, though.
South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem,
Thank
we
you.
are grateful for your time. Thank
Absolutely.
you for coming out to visit
Thank
us on the
you.
Weather Channel.
You bet.
And of course, we'll have more live coverage from the flooding catastrophe here in South Dakota and other states. Immense amount of rains causing a lot of hit to infrastructure. We're back right after this.